Are you George?
Yes.
I'm Liana. Are you really Greek? You don't look Greek.
Yes.
But I don't look Greek either, do I? Of course, I'm only half Greek. My father, not my mother.
You look Greek. Especially your eyes. And your hair. Sorry, please, sit down.
I'm glad you think I have Greek eyes. I've often thought I have my father's eyes. And my profile, do you think?
You look like women on ancient Greek coins.
Thank you. That's exactly what I'd like to look like. Do you come here often?
No, this is my first time. It was actually you who suggested it.
Oh, that's right. That's why I haven't seen you, because I come here often, and if you were here, I'd have seen you. It's funny, isn't it? The way people are always different from the way you imagine them.
Yes, but you're the way I thought you would be, or the way I thought you would look.
I am? I thought you might be taller, with a mustache.
Well, I used to have a mustache, but I was never taller. Did I write something that made you think that
I don't know, but at least you're Greek. That's very important to me because that's the side of my heritage I identify with.
That's right. Didn't you say you go to the Greek Orthodox Church?
No, I'm sure I said I was thinking of going. It's very important to me that a man remembers exactly what I've said.
I'm sorry, but we've exchanged so many emails.
14.
It's hard to remember. What?
14 emails exactly both ways. You wrote 14 and then I wrote 14. I was thinking I would meet with you after the 13th email, but I worried that might be bad luck. Not that I'm superstitious.
Well, do you walk under ladders?
Of course not. I could get hurt. What if someone were up on the ladder and he dropped a bucket of paint on my head?
Well, if you knock over a salt shaker, do you take the salt and throw it over your left shoulder?
Everyone does that.
Maybe, but I'd say you're a little superstitious.
I am not. I have a black cat and I let him cross my path constantly.
Mr. Whiskers.
I'm glad you remembered. There are some things, like cats' names, that are very private and should only be revealed after a person has reached a certain level of intimacy. I knew that we had come to that when you told me your dog's name.
Ralph.
Yes, I remember you thought that was funny because Ralph sounds like Ralph. The sound a dog makes when he barks. Ralph, Ralph, Ralph.
That's the way it's written in the Sunday Times.
Yes, I remember you said that, but I do think it's a bad idea to give a dog a name that you think is funny. You need to think of the animal's feelings.
You think my dog understands English?
Of course not, but I do think that he knows when you're laughing.
Well, I never laugh at Ralph. Well, now that we're talking about it again, I'm finding it kind of funny. Ralph! Sorry.
Let's talk about something else.
Okay, don't they ever serve you in this place? I haven't seen a waiter anywhere.
They're not very friendly.
You mean they deliberately ignore their customers?
I think so, and it's a good thing because the food here is terrible. Most people think it's the worst Greek restaurant in town. Even the lettuce in the salad bar is rotten.
Oh. It's claustrophobic and ugly too, isn't it?
Yes, it's uglier than you realize because it's dark, so you can't see the dust on the maroon velveteen curtains and the bad paintings of Greek generals.
So why do you come here?
Because it's dark and they leave you alone. I come when I'm not hungry.
Well, how do they make any money? How do they make any money?
Oh, jeez. I think it's a front for the Greek mafia.
In Pasadena?
There's a Greek mafia everywhere, and the sooner you realize it, the safer you'll be. I think we should lower our voices.
Oh, really? You think they're listening?
Probably not. They're probably indifferent. If I didn't think so, I wouldn't come here. But you never know.
That's the truth.
I'm glad you agree. For example, I live with my parents at the bottom of this hill.
That's
and
right. I meant to ask you why you still live with your parents.
I'm going to move out. I'm looking for my own place.
Because as much as I love my mother, I couldn't stand to live with her.
Why not?
Well, she's too demanding. I need my independence.
Well, don't think you're the only
No,
one.
I
I'm
didn't-
no
I
clinging type. I need my independence, too. But apartments are so expensive.
I know. I got lucky. An old friend of mine who doesn't charge me the whole rent while he's back east. Of course, it's illegal, but what the hell?
What if you get caught?
Well, then I'll have to move.
I try not to do anything illegal. It's bad enough the way people look at you when you're not doing anything wrong, and the way they listen. Like the people who live in the house below me on the hill, they eavesdrop all the time and then talk about me.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. I just don't know. It's very frustrating. They want to know everything about me, and I have done nothing wrong. Nothing.
You must be imagining it. Unless they're crazy or
They
something.
are crazy. They are absolutely insane. And the walls of my house are so thin, they hear everything. That's why I've got to get out of there.
Well, you could call the police.
No, they wouldn't believe me. Even my parents don't believe me, my own family.
Oh, they don't believe you. What do they say?
They say it's all in my mind, but that is because it only happens when I'm home alone. The people wait until my parents leave, and then they start in with their terrible gossip. I have to turn on the TV very loud to drown out their voices.
This is really bizarre. Are you home alone a lot? I mean, you told me you had a job at an employment agency?
Well, I had a job there, but it didn't work out, so now I'm looking.
Well, what sort of work do you want to do?
Well, I know I don't want to be a computer programmer like you because your descriptions of your job made them sound boring.
Really? I find my work fascinating. I wonder what I said that made you think that...
Sitting at a computer all day in a little cubicle in a large office? Ugh, just wouldn't interest me.
I suppose you have to have that sort of mind. I majored in math before I started
I know, I
programming.
remember. I'm thinking I'll be a lawyer or a psychologist.
But don't you have a degree in comparative literature?
Yes, but that wouldn't stop me. A liberal arts background is a good beginning.
So you'd go back to school.
I might, yes, if someone doesn't hire me first.
But no one would hire you as a lawyer or a psychologist without a degree. And the lawyer has to pass the bar.
You never know what people will do. They might take one
Right, well,
look at my
listen,
resume
listen.
and hire...
I really gotta run.
So, when are we getting married?
What?
I've already written out all the invitations. I just need to fill in the time and place.
You're kidding.
I knew we were meant for each other after our 12th email. There were a few differences which need to be ironed out, and you're not as tall in person as I'd imagined, but I can accept that because I can tell that you are very nice, even without your mustache, which I'd like you to grow again.
Listen.
Oh,
Liana,
we will have to be married in the Greek church, and I'm going to wear white because I'm still a virgin. I was thinking creamy white, which is more elegant than stark white, which looks rather medicinal. I saw this dress in Saks that looks perfect.
For God's sake, I can't believe this.
Oh, don't worry. Your parents won't have to pay for the wedding. I'm sure mine will. It is the bride's responsibility. Though perhaps your parents would like to pay for the flowers.
Oh, Liana,
You can
no.
ask
No.
them. Oh, and I definitely think that you should wear a pastel tux because it is summer. Perhaps a pale green, though I see your eyes are blue. But that doesn't matter. You could wear green contact lenses just for the wedding. No, and as for the catering, I've checked places and compared prices. I assume you like Greek food? So, I've made arrangements with Cuisine Grecque. I know it's so silly of them to use a French name, but they know their business. And they have a wonderful reputation, especially for bacon.
My dear, I'm so sorry.
Oh, and I was thinking we should probably limit the guest list to 100. Though I wouldn't want to offend your parents, so if it's important to them to invite more people, that's fine with me.
I should have known.
Now, we do have to think about it. It is June, so we've already missed the possibility of a June wedding. Let's do it in July. Oh, we could do it at the end of the month, the 27th Saturday or the 28th Sunday.
Oh, there were so many indications.
People prefer weekend weddings because of their jobs. Let's do it on Sunday. It is a holy day, but in the early evening so that we can leave by 9 or 10 for our honeymoon.
God, I'm stupid.
I've been thinking about Greece because everyone goes to the Caribbean, and we are Greek, or mostly. So maybe an island, but not Mykonos or Santorini because those islands are so crowded in summer. I have this book on the Greek islands that recommends the Ionian Islands, especially Apollonia or Ithaca, which I tend to favor because of the Odyssey.
Listen, Liana, I don't know if you can understand
A
me,
little
but I am not marrying you.
Girl,
This is all a big mistake, a misunderstanding, something that you've made up.
Perhaps we could go to Crete. I have always wanted
A
to
fantasy
go to
that you
Crete.
convinced yourself we're getting married when we're not.
What?
I'm not marrying you.
You mean you're calling it off?
It was never on. I never said.
But all those invitations, the down payment I made to the caterer.
I'm sorry.
My beautiful white satin dress with the Belgian lace bodice and the sleeves.
Forgive me.
We were going to have 7 children.
I'm a cad. Please, take care of yourself. And don't email me anymore.
Their names were Nikos, Maria, Leah, George, Yanis, Maria, Leah, George. George? I named the smallest one after you. And I didn't even know how small you were then. Isn't